Hey everyone, just testing out a new system here to do a bit more live streaming. Um, yeah, so thought I would just maybe get into a little bit of AI first dev work or vibe coding for lack of a better name. But yeah, look, I'm just gonna just spend a little bit of time. This is my first stream on this platform. We actually used it a couple of years ago, and then decided to go a different route. But I'm circling back. So I'm currently live streaming across 5 different channels. So I guess I needed to sort of just see if it's actually see if it's actually working. So just bear with me for a second. I'll just try and figure it out. Yeah, I better. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking on Twitter. Cool. Yeah, look, if anyone wants to join in, I'm more than keen. This is honestly just a little bit experimental as I try and figure out how this all works. I'm just checking YouTube. I'm supposedly going live on YouTube as well. Here we go. Yep. Okay, I'm live on YouTube as well. Okay, cool. I'm live on Twitch as well, which I don't even know my my login for that at the moment. We're live on Facebook, live on LinkedIn as well. Okay, let's just let's just check LinkedIn. So let's just have a look. I'm on the Enterprise DNA account, I think. Okay, don't know. It's probably going out somewhere. Maybe I should do it on my personal LinkedIn. I'm not sure. Okay, let's just. I mean, it seems like if you're watching, maybe on Twitter or X. But yeah, let's just get into a bit of vibe coding. Like certainly, I've been working so much on these vibe coding tools, particularly Lovable and Windsurf over the past sort of 6 to 9 months or so. Like I was one of the first users of Lovable, and I've learned so much about the potential of these tools. I mean, it's just incredible what is going to be enabled with these tools. I just see opportunities everywhere, and I just want to just showcase some of the things I'm doing, showcase what I'm doing. Maybe we'll do a bit of vibe coding, and I'll show you sort of how I do it. I just actually just wonder how I get chat. Oh, here we go, chat. This platform's really cool, by the way. Really cool. Okay, so I wonder why we can't chat on Twitter. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm gonna just switch over to Lovable here, and I'll show you. I reckon Lovable is by far the best initial platform to get started on. Like, no doubt in my mind. Mainly because because it's so easy. It made it so easy. So I've been doing some incredible stuff. Like the most impressive thing that I've done lately actually is this. I built this social media / community site, and it's an interesting test case of what this new era is going to enable, right? Because what's happened is I didn't like our existing provider. So we had a provider, um, called Circle, right? And I didn't like one thing about it. Like I didn't feel like it gave me enough customization that I personally wanted in this sort of new AI era. But also, it's it didn't allow me, and this is, I mean, it's so minor, but it didn't allow me to upload multiple files for a post, right? So I want to be able to add imagery here and add heaps of images quite quickly, and it only enabled me to do one, and it was so restrictive in my opinion compared to what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to rebuild this, and my skills have got to a point now where I've been able to, I can, in 15 to 20 hours, I can build something quite meaningful. I reckon I've put about 15 hours into this so far, and have got it to this point, right? So Lovable is impressive because it's just all within the one platform, and the integrations are seamless. Like a lot of hard stuff they've made incredibly easy. So things like backend databases, they have a Supabase integration. GitHub, seamless integration. Every time once you sync up to GitHub, every time you make changes, it goes and posts it to GitHub. You can also do version control, which I've been doing quite heavily in this particular example, where I actually always push to a sub branch, and then I merge it later to my main branch. So that's like development best practice. I don't think a lot of vibe coders are actually doing that, but that's realistically what you should be doing. So hold on, I got a question. Welcome. Let me actually just change the view here. This is probably the best one, isn't it? Yeah, we'll go on this one. We'll go on this one. No, okay. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm just playing with a few settings here. Yeah, okay, cool. So actually, this is probably already down here, isn't it? So what I built within this, right? What I built within this is I've built entirely in about 15, let's say 15 to 20 hours. Okay, let's just be safe. I've built a full social media community platform where you can say write a post. So I've got some. This is a new thing that we're going to be doing. And by the way, I actually voice type a lot. So you'll see here that I've got this voice typing thing. We've got a new event or sequence of events coming out soon, where we will be building a data agent live. More information to come. Sorry, to come soon. So I can write posts like this, right? Maybe I need to. Yep, we'll go AI, and then I can go post. Okay. Oh, I need to be logged in. Apologies. So I need to sign in. So I built the whole. When you're building an application, you actually need to remember to do quite a few things, and you just these become more default over time. You got to do like authentication. You got to build your database. You got to build your front end. You got to build your back end processes. You got to build a whole, a whole set of things, right? And so I've sort of become a lot more familiar with how to do that. And now I can do it pretty quick. Like it took me a long time when I first started out. So I'll just post this. And so you see that I've built it sort of custom. So like, I want to add images, I've got a place for that. If I wanted to add just a few comments, I can add it here. Doing my first live stream on a new streaming platform. So what I did was, if you just want to type comments, you can go. It goes into the vibes section. I've got all of the traditional things you'd find in a social media platform. Like you can like things, you can comment, you can bookmark, and all of that set up. I've got I've got favorites functionality set up. I've got the ability to search, so you can go vibe coding or something. So it's pretty simple search for now. And then I've also got notifications working, got a simple profile section working, and then I've got a little bit of an admin section that I'm working on with. That's like a internal thing. So it's fully functional. Database is already set up. I've got a full database. I had my team testing it yesterday, and we're gonna switch to this pretty soon. We're gonna switch to our own custom social media and community site, which is pretty powerful, right? Like from nothing, 2 weeks ago, we've built this up, we're deploying it, we can save on our subscription costs, and we can customize it however we like. Like that's what I like the most about it, is that we can customize it. And I think that's sort of the power, right? That's sort of the power of what's possible. See here that I'm a massive super bases. Oh, sorry, it wasn't actually showing that. So I'll stop sharing now. Hold on a second. Hey, Shrikesh, how's it going? So question here. Man, this platform's cool. Would you advise setting up database design functionality first before building the website UI? I don't think it really matters at this point. I think it depends what tool you're using, actually. So the amazing thing about Lovable is they have the most seamless integration into Supabase. It's so seamless. And so what you can do is you can kind of build a database on the go. It doesn't really matter as much. And the Lovable AI just figures it all out for you. It figures out, this database was built. So I'll just show you. So this is the AI builders database in Supabase. This entire thing was built by Lovable's AI, the entire thing. And it was built based on what I was building on the front end. So it's just crazy seamless compared to what it was not so long ago. Like, you like the amount of code that this thing actually writes for you is amazing. Is absolutely amazing. I don't even know if it saves it in here or not. But yeah, the fact that it just does it all for you just is huge, right? It's huge. If I look at some of the code that it's writing, you would have had to spend years learning how to write the SQL code to create the database, literally years. So yeah, I mean, it is amazing how it abstracts away so much of that. Just let me, I'm just going to share my screen. See if I can, hold on a sec. Share, I want to go window, so it's just easier. Okay, you should be able to see my window now, I think. So yeah, I guess that's the sort of main theme, right? The main theme is that the AI is kind of changing the workflow a little bit. So I think see another question. So Do you think we should follow a pattern when we think of building? Like I taught us about, it's such an interesting point. It's such an interesting point. I certainly don't have a pattern at the moment. I certainly don't. I'm vibing. That's all vibe coding really is, right? Like you kind of just figure it out as you go. I think, look, as I do more, maybe I will, but at the moment, I have an idea. I just start off by vibe coding, and I just figure it out as I go. And things like Lovable, particularly as a starting point. I don't always stay in Lovable the whole time. I go to like a proper IDE, but Lovable from a initial prototype MVP is incredible. Is absolutely incredible. Just the speed at which you can get to something meaningful. And then if you want to take it to another level, yes, you might move to like Windsurf, or you might move to Cursor, like a proper IDE, which I generally do. Like I use, I've been using Windsurf quite extensively. I really like Windsurf, and I used Cursor the other day too, just to test it out. The big thing that has happened is that the AIs have got better, like particularly for learning. They have absolutely got better, no doubt about it. Like Lovable's AI is meaningfully better than it was a month ago. They've sort of made a change. My feeling is they've upgraded the models. Like historically, they might have used Claude, but there's better like models like Gemini 2.5 and even ChatGPT 4.1, which is a new coding model they brought out. They're actually better than Claude was. It's sort of like a month or two ago. So there's been a meaningful improvement. The other thing that why I like building things custom now, and why I'm really big into this, is because you can layer AI into everything, right? You can layer AI into even things that you wouldn't even have thought of before. Like, for example, what I did here was, okay, so I wanted a way to, when I come into this in the future, I wanted a way to see what I missed, or get an update on what's going on in the platform. And so I created this feature where you refresh. What it does is it goes and looks at the last 20 posts, and then it creates just a quick summary of what's going on in those last 20 posts. But this automatically kicks off when you log in or when you push this refresh button. So just little things like that. I have visions to also maybe have like a chat experience. I was thinking about this last night. I was just thinking about maybe I could create like a chat experience, kind of like this, that sort of just gives you makes it easier to comment on lots of different things. Like instead of, maybe you can get sort of like a highlight package of all of the different things, and you can just type away. So there's a creative thinking that I've sort of got to when now that I have been doing this a lot, right? And I'm seeing what the potential is with AI, not only in the building, but also in the incorporating it into everything that your app does. Yeah, it's incredibly powerful, One of the things that I was going to do here, as I was building this out last night, was I really wanted to, so in the notifications area, I really wanted to, like, this just gives me a notification, doesn't actually do anything. So also, why don't we just try and yeah. So Shrikesh, it's just true. I literally in 15 to 20 hours built my own social media platform. Like that's where I've got, that's what's possible. And I've done it all in Lovable as well. I haven't even moved out of Lovable just yet. Like if I wanted to get more serious, like take it to another level, maybe I go to Windsurf. But honestly, Lovable is so good now. Like it really is. So just to show you like how these things work, if you haven't used them that much, check out this. So at the moment, my notifications. So I've got this, I've got this whole database set up, notifications. So my team were testing it last night and just doing little notifications. But what we really need to do is we need to get more information about the notification, right? So I know that we're capturing the user ID here, and here we can grab that user ID and then feed in sort of the name, like who commented, that sort of thing. So this is how I do it, right? So by the way, I'm just going to voice type here. Okay, let's just focus really specifically on the notifications area. Can we please, in a notification, we need to also include who actually did that notification. So we need like the name of the person, and if we can, bring in the sort of profile image of that person as well. So by the way, I voice type with these tools pretty much all the time. 90% of the time I voice type, because it's just so much quicker when it feels like you're talking to the AI rather than having to type out really long descriptions about what you want. So that is a big unlock, by the way. I mean, I've said that for months actually, but it's such a big unlock. When you get into like, so my code base now it's quite meaningful to build up to this sort of, when you get to that point, you've got to be quite specific in what you're asking, because if you're getting the AI to sort of interpret more and you're being very vague, well, then it just has so many opportunities to sort of just go off and do something random that you didn't ask for. So, I try my best to be quite specific, or I'll add an image or something like that. See, this is quite slow, I would say, but we'll see. Cool. We got some tuning in on the YouTube channel, which is cool. I'll see if what it looks like on Twitter or X. Hasn't changed the name. So anyway, this is interesting, right? Like, this is a trend that is just not going away, right? This is a tsunami of opportunity. 30% of Microsoft code is generated by AI. 30% of Google code is generated by AI. Cursor generates 1 billion lines of code every day. I mean, the AI is already writing more code than any humans now. Almost. Probably is. I don't know for sure, but in total, and when you use these tools, you start seeing why, because they can just churn out code so quickly, and you can build meaningful things without having to write anything. At this point, I have not written any code in this entire application. Okay, so we've got a bit of an issue, so let's try and fix it. Let's focus on enhancing the notifications to include information about who triggered the notification. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I'm just a bit concerned. Notifications. Yeah, so something's gone wrong here. This is kind of what happened last time, actually. Okay, we're seeing some errors here. Can you please be very precise on the notifications only else in the application? Just try to work out why we're not bringing through what we. All we were trying to do notification, the actual user who made the notification, maybe their username, we were trying to do. So this is a good question. So what monthly subscription do you have? I don't think it's enterprise. So, I haven't even, haven't even looked. I just have this philosophy right now on AI subscriptions. Like, the amount of value that Lovable is helping me generate. I just don't even look at the price anymore. I'm on the Legacy Pro. Interesting. So they doubled the price. Currently on Legacy plan, because see, I was one of the first users. Pro charged $20 a month. That's interesting. You're welcome to stay on this plan, but if you're curious to explore, 200 credits a month. God, I think I get. I don't even know what the pricing is. Wow, maybe they haven't increased it a lot. Wow. Wow, that is a massive in from what I can tell. Like, okay, so I'm on the best deal ever if that's the case. Wow. Wow, that's really interesting what they've done to their pricing. I did get an inkling that some people were not that happy about it online, but their product's really good. It's really impressive. It is such an impressive product. I've been saying it for a long time, but that's pretty big price increase from what I see. But like the reality is that well, it's interesting. Like if they're using Gemini and ChatGPT 4.1, these are cheap models, like really cheap models. So okay, so it's really struggling. It's really struggling with this one. Okay, well, I'm going to ask it to try to fix it specifically. Yeah, but it looks like not all, not everything that you do with these tools is actually sexy stuff. Like it's a lot of debugging. It's similar to what we use, but certainly you get to the destination a lot quicker. Like if you're trying to build applications or websites. I mean, websites are easier because when you're building an app, you need to take into account front end, back end, authentication, like all specific things. So, but let's see if it like. What are the questions you have? What are the questions? Like, we're going like, and me personally, I am going really deep into this vibe coding era. It's going to be huge. It already is. It already is, and it's only going to get much bigger. I just think the opportunities, like this is the way that you can ride the AI wave as a business. Okay, so let's actually. So this is like this is where the AIs can get stuck, right? Like it seemed like quite something's not quite right. And we really actually this was actually one of my vibe coding can only get you so far. Like that is the reality. Even today, even with the best models, it can get you. I think it can get you further now than it did 3 months ago, 6 months ago. But you still need to spend the time to understand exactly what is going on. Like that is just absolute reality at this point. But it's also exciting. Like if you can do that, then tons of opportunity opens up for you. So I'll fix these TypeScript errors systematically by examining the issues in each file. Let's first analyze the 2 errors. In postcard, there's a type error. Yeah. Why we're doing postcard. In notification, there's an issue with the related user. These changes keep all the existing functionality intact while fixing the TypeScript errors. Okay, so question here. I got some questions not related to the topic, but could you please get listening to the So you mean you want to have a look inside here? Is that so cool? So you mean in here? This is the financial reporting in Power BI. Well, I've already finished it, so yeah. So I mean, this has been this has been a very popular course for years now, years and years and years. Haven't updated it for a while, but still gets a lot of great feedback out there, I would say. Just yeah. So we're just sort of evolving into some new taking my full focus, but our platform's incredibly comprehensive now. Man, it's amazing what it's evolved into. Really quite proud of it, actually. We're still going. We got I think we've got this next evolution, which is going to be huge for us. Like I really do. We're developing a lot of new software. So and we're going to try and lead. I want to lead in this new development era, right? I think you can do so much. You can add so much more value by becoming this. My sort of terminology is this: the full stack AI professional, and yeah, the full stack AI professional. You're awesome at Power BI, but you're also good at app development. You're also good at automations. These are the sort of things that can really add so much more value now. And the reality is, I think you can do sort of things a lot of things a lot quicker, right? So if you historically spend a lot of time, debugging things in Power BI, like that's AI, and you should start figuring out how to architect new things, new and exciting things. That is the sort of journey that I've been on, that we're on Enterprise DNA, and I really think that this is relevant to many others as well. Like this many others individually, but also as a business, so many opportunities opening up. Okay, see, this is one of the this is where things can get a little bit stuck, and this is where you think actually figure out what is going on. So I fixed both errors by updating the code. Okay, so it's just still stuck here. Still stuck. The first error. Okay, so this is the sort of thing. By the way, this is the sort of journey that I've been on. Is these tools are amazing, obviously, like you can, to be able to get to here, but where if you don't know what's going on, like I mean, I don't know what's going on right at this point. I need to figure it out. But if you can't, it's incredibly hard to vibe code past this point. Like that is the problem. That is the and this is where you need to really understand what's going on. For example, right, is not quite right here. So what I need to now, so there's a few ways I can do this, and there's a few ways that I work through these sort of things. Okay, so love this chat functionality, if you can see that down the bottom. And so what you can do, get rid of this name. These names are a bit annoying, aren't they? Okay, I just got rid of those names. Just make it a bit cleaner. So I could say, okay, so how do postcard and notifications interact? I'm a bit confused because postcard, we're talking about notifications here. So I just need to clearly understand this a little bit more. Why are you trying to update both? So maybe some error is somewhere here, but it's sort of getting caught up in this. Note of a deep dive here. So this is where their AI is amazing, actually. You know, like it's you see how doing some internal, you know, analysis here. They're figuring out what files you need to that you care about, and then it's actually looking at all your files, then actually going to database. The data it's really impressive. Doesn't always get it in the first go, but this is where you got to kind of, you know, you got to understand. You got to understand your front end. You got to understand your back end. You got to understand what database has been created for you. These toast implementations. What a toast is that pop-up. It's that quick pop-up that comes at the bottom of the screen. These things are notoriously annoying, but in some of my projects, I've just totally got rid of them. Okay, so this is going, I mean, this is pretty wild, right? Like how much it's analyzing. But this is what's sort of coming down the pike. Is more of these sort of agentic systems. I've had like some positive, some negative experiences with these ones that go in depth, but that's what I think Lovable have actually improved in the past few weeks. Actually, you know, this is far superior to what they used to have. Okay, how the postcard and notifications interact. Postcard component. This component displays posts on your homepage and allows users to interact with them. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is the postcard here. Database triggers. When a user likes or comments, automatically creates notifications in the database. Notifications component. This component displays all the notifications received by a user. When a user likes a post through the postcard component, so like this, right? So I just liked my own post. The handle like function in postcard is called. It updates the UI and calls a database mutation. A database trigger creates a notification record. When the post owner views their notification page, they see this notification. There are two TypeScript errors we're seeing. This is because the project uses the Sonar TypeScript, which is a different API. The way the toast needs updating. Okay, this is because of how notifications with related user data is being handled. Neither error is directly related to the connection. Why we need to fix both files as the postcard error is unrelated. Okay, so they're two separate errors according to you. Yes, okay. Yes, I do. I want to fix these, but I only want to fix one at a time because when we don't seem to be nailing this. Fix one completely, and then if they're unrelated, that should be fine. So that's what total gibberish, isn't it? Yes, I wanted to do. Yeah. Okay, let's just go to. See, I'm in chat, and it's not going to make. When I'm in chat, it's not going to make any things. Okay, so Shukesh, thanks for your. So yeah, so what I'm going to be doing, right? I've announced. You see here that I on the screen you see this data agents event. So what I'm going to do, because I'm getting told this by quite a few people online, is more and more people are coming to me and saying, I need to see how you're doing it from start to finish. That they're finding it hard. Everything fits together, and there is a few moving parts, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to run live events like this, and I'm going to just build the entire thing live, and go through all the ups and downs, you know, and I'll show you how from nothing, from just an idea, you can take it to an actual working application with its own URL, like a full-on application, sign-ups, payments, emails, absolutely everything. Just like what I've done here, right? This has everything, everything working. I've even posted it to it hasn't got its own URL yet because we're going to make it a domain. But check this out. I'll put this in the chat. you can be some of the first to sign up. There might be a few bugs still. We're still testing it, but if you want to sign up, and at the link I've just put in the chat. But yeah, basically what I've done here, we're going to build our own data agent. I actually own a domain. I'll show you. I own a domain called Data Agents, I think, dataagents.com. And I have this dummy site on there at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this, we're going to redo this into an AI analytics tool, an AI first analytics tool. We're going to build all of the AI tools that I've been building, and we're going to go from start to finish. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to try my best to do as many of these as I can. That's going to be my goal, and that's why I'm doing more live streaming here. I think that I can showcase a lot of these actually. Like I'm building so much at the moment. I've got about 5 to 7 things on. I'm building 5 to 7 things at the moment, and I just see this as such a huge opportunity, absolutely huge opportunity for anyone, for any business. I think it's the biggest opportunity I think I've seen in my career actually. Just the opportunities to add value or to create value, to make yourself more valuable. It's Power BI on steroids, really. I'll implement a plan to fix the toast error. Okay. Now come up with a plan to fix error and just focus on that. Okay. So you see how one of the other things that I've done, right? The other things that I've done to really understand code. We built this new application called NoCode. NoCode is actually free to use currently, and we will be integrating a subscription as well. That was not originally the plan, but now I've decided we will. So if you've got a subscription, you will also have free access to NoCode. If you don't have a subscription, there will be a monthly subscription, $15 or something like that. But what you can do here, and this is huge. This is huge for learning. Okay. Let's go log into my GitHub account. So what you can do is you can connect your GitHub account. Like so. But what I can do is I can come in here and I can, so you see here AI builds. This is my GitHub repo. This is my GitHub repo for okay, I'm gonna have to redo it, unfortunately. So this is just some GitHub thing I need to sort. Okay, so what you can do here, right, is, so you see this is AI builders. This is what I've been building inside of here. Okay, so we'll just implement the plan there. What we've done is we've built this way that you can visually understand what's going on in your app. So this is perfect. This is perfect for me. It's perfect for anyone who's wanting to get into this. You can you can actually, coding and building apps can be quite complicated, honestly. Like just understanding, because when you first look at applications, they're just a whole range of these files and these folders, and it's just hard to see the patterns. It's hard to see and understand how it all fits together, right? And so we've built this comprehensive platform, which I initially built a very simple prototype of, by the way. So I kickstarted this project building a prototype in Lovable, and then I sent it to my developers who've built it out and made it amazing. But this is a way how you can visually try to understand things. Okay. And that's just one aspect of it. There's a lot of great aspects here, but the core idea is you can learn now while building. Like while you're building with these AI first dev tools, why not learn how to code or build quality apps while you're actually building, right? And so this high level overview goes like this, and then there's lots of little ways that you can do deep dives, right? So say you're trying to understand what these folders are like, what they're for, what do they actually do? Well, you can just start exploring, right? So what are hooks? This was a foreign concept to me, but they are custom hooks. Hooks are reusable pieces of logic that can be shared across components. Includes hooks for user interactions, authentication, data fetching. So all of these, it's kind of like the operations, the digital operations of your website, right? We even have things like this, very important. These hooks form the core logic of the application, making it easier to manage state and side effects across components. Okay. But then also what you can do, so that's just one way you can do it. See here, there's a lot of these hooks. You can also click on folders like this. Okay. You can then also do deep dives. You can do deep dives into any of the code files, right? So if you actually want to learn, so let's take an example. So we had use notifications was causing us errors, right? It's still causing us errors. Still causing errors, actually. Okay, I'm just going to go try fix it. So if we look back here, and this is, by the way, this is actually a way, now that I've seen that Lovable is a lot more expensive, this is a way to save, particularly if you want to just like ask generic questions, save on costs, right? Come and ask in here, and then you won't actually use up all your credits. That's probably a strategy. That's probably a marketing strategy that we should pursue with NoCode. I'll fix the TypeScript error notifications file. Okay, so it's actually the notifications file. Okay, so what we can do is we can type in notifications. Okay, so notifications is a page, right? Here, notifications. Okay, let's just select all of these. Okay, so now what we have, this is where this gets really, really helpful. This gives us all of the code files, right? But what we can also do is we can very quickly talk to these. So I can say, I'm having a lot of issues with the notifications page. Can you see when you look at all of these files together, why would I be having some errors? I'm just not quite sure why it just doesn't seem to be fixing or getting fixed. So we have all the best AIs layered in here. So based on the code provided, here are potential issues and areas to investigate. Type mismatch. Okay. In notifications text, you're passing notifications ID as, okay. Okay, so at least it's giving me some ideas, right? Some other things you can do in here, by the way, is that if you want to try and understand, okay, what is actually going on here? Well, you've got all these AIs one click away, these AI prompts. So what does this file do in the project? It provides users with a dedicated page to view their notifications. It shows a loading skeleton while fetching data, displays an error message if something goes wrong, and lists all notifications when data is successfully loaded. Yep, okay, so we're having an issue loading the data, obviously. We also have a lot of things on security in here. Another thing you can do is I reckon this is quite cool, code visualizer. And so we actually create all of these diagrams to show you exactly what's going on in the code, right? So, so notifications components, sidebar, right sidebar, main component, header, start is loading, show skeleton, error. This is cool, right? This is so helpful. This is so helpful for someone like me, or a lot of those who are vibe coding, right? We're not writing out code specifically, but we need to understand it. We need to truly understand it, right? So data flow, use notification, particularly as things get more advanced. That is what is crucial here. Use notifications hook, notifications component, responsive layout with sidebars. So responsive layout with sidebars, yes. Loading state, yep. Error handling, empty state for no notifications. Okay. Yep. So we're still having huge issues here. This is really frustrating, isn't it? But this is the reality when you get more detailed in here. Yep, 21st dev. Yep, I've used it. Love it. Actually, I'll show you this. See this backgrounds. This is a new site that we're working up for. Like it's going to become like our applications hub for Enterprise DNA, and it's where a lot of these applications we're developing are going to be located for those with subscriptions, with Enterprise DNA subscriptions. You'll be able to access, like a couple of clicks, all of our different apps that we're building. So we're gearing up for the AI, AI learning, AI era, right? And so that's where eDNA HQ comes in, and so NoCode is going to be a part of that. But this background here, I got out of 21st Dev. It's a really, really, really cool site for just improving your app skills. And the reality is, like, you don't even, I'm just copying and pasting and then asking the AI to figure it out. Okay, this is starting to get seriously annoying. Seriously annoying. So I'm just gonna, because I don't want it to ruin any of the rest of my app, like it has the potential to. So I'm just gonna do it in chat mode for now and just see if it can figure out what's going on. I like this live streaming, actually. What do you think? It's interesting. I don't think YouTube shows live streams that much anymore, but X does, like Twitter. Twitter does. So it'd be interesting to see if we can. Yeah, I don't think Facebook does much, honestly. God, I don't even go on Facebook anymore. So I'll analyze the TypeScript errors and fix them step by step. The errors are all related to TypeScript's null checking. Looking at the errors, it's seen null notifications. I wonder, is that actually zooming? No, it's not. Looking at the errors, let me fix this by restructuring how we handle the related user object. The key change is creating a separate related user variable. Okay, I'm just going to go try fix. I mean, this is the most boring demo of vibe coding you could ever imagine, but this is just unfortunately reality. This is the reality of vibe coding. If you want to also, also other ways you can get a bit of help, like a lot quicker, is you can go to ChatGPT. I have the the highest subscription to ChatGPT. So, I could say, like, why would I be getting this error? And how should I be fixing it? Sometimes I can come here and get advice as well. One of the other things that you have access to as well, by the way, which we've just upgraded, is this. And this is another quick way you can get help. So error explainer, right? So I can paste this in. I can check. I can let's go 04 mini here, 04 mini, and then I can go generate. So this is, I just surround myself with AIs, honestly. It's the best way. Modified the approach for extracting and validating related user. Instead of using, yeah, okay, so now I'll go another error though. God knows what's going on. It just doesn't seem like a very difficult thing to me, but it's just not getting it. So notification related user properties. So you can actually look at the code here as well. Okay, so these are all the things that it's importing at the start. So use notifications. Yeah, see, I think it's to do, so I think something is wrong with the use notifications or something. The connection, at least, into the notifications page. Can we just have a think through that? So the good thing about NoCode is that, so if you're using ChatGPT, right, you have to do a lot of copying and pasting. The idea is that you just select the file and you can quickly do deep dives. And then if you want to provide the context of another grouping of files or a specific file, you can just do that really, really quickly. And that was something that I desperately wanted for myself. And so that's why we put it in here. Okay, let's focus on the use notifications hook and its integration with the notification. Here's a breakdown of potential issues. Data fetching issues. The hook relies on Superbase, so someone being authorized. Double check the Superbase query. Loading and error states. The notification page correctly handles as loading. If you are getting a skeleton error, the page handles the case. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this here. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to try and figure this out with, yeah, it's hopeless, absolutely hopeless. This is a point where I'd honestly start swearing at the AI to figure it out, but I won't do that because we're live. But I do swear at the AI sometimes because it can be very, very frustrating. See, this is, and this is, you know, like, honestly, historically, this is dev, like this is dev work. This is what developing. But I think it used to be a lot harder. But this is annoying. Like, this is frustrating. So if this doesn't work, I'm gonna get it to basically notifications functionality, because this should not be hard, right? Like it's in the database. You know, we've got usernames, we've got user IDs. This is not hard. This should not be hard. So I need to describe it. I need to really describe it much, much better, I think. Okay, I need you to rethink this entire functionality of the navigations page, because this should not be difficult. All we need to do here, all we need to be doing is we need to be looking at who the user is, okay? And then when a notification occurs, which user made that notification. And then we need to showcase that in the front end. If we don't have all the information we need in the database, make sure we create it to get this feature done. But I need you to stop what you're doing here, rethink the entire feature, and start again. one of the things that I've learned with vibe coding is that getting stuck like this is incredibly annoying. And I just like to be making progress. And so if I'm not making progress here, surely I'll just move to another feature and then I'll come back to it. And I think that's a really good strategy. Like you always want to be progressing. It's just good mentally. And that's what I find anyway. Just really good mentally to be actually progressing rather than just like stuck in bug hell. But we will be able to work it out. You know, there will be a solution, right? Using all of the AI that we have available and all of the best models, like we're using the best models inside of here, we should be able to find a way. But also, like sometimes just restarting the entire feature is the way to go. So let's just see what it comes up with here. So if I can, like, by the way, if I can get more people, like I want to get more people, I want to get thousands of people into this. Like I just, thousands, our existing audience, a new audience that will drag along. I mean, this vibe coding is already massive. It's huge. It's huge. It's maybe not as big on LinkedIn, I'd say, but certainly on X, on Twitter, it's huge. It's like really, really huge. Oh, wow. Okay. So it worked. Aha. There you go. Solving things in real time. Okay, hold on. But yeah, look, if I can start growing a collective of talented people here, I think, and that's what I want to do. That's what we want to do. Then yeah, we can start doing summits again. We can really start getting big. And you know, I'll lead it. I'll lead it as much as I can. Okay, so I understand. Let's see what it did. Understand the frustration. Let's take a step back and rethink the notifications feature. The core issue appears to be struggling with the relationship. Looking at the console logs, I can see there's a fundamental problem in how we're retrieving related user information. The key changes I've made: completely rebuild. Okay, yeah. So we just rebuilt. What we did was we rebuilt this hook, right? This hook here, this use notifications. We rebuilt, this. Can you just quickly explain what this hook is doing? So why I jumped to here as well is like you just see the speed. Like I could ask here. Like this is just some insights that I've discovered over time. Like I could ask here, but it's slow. It also will use up my credits. But see, I can ask in NoCode for this sort of stuff, like just generic learning stuff like this, and it happens in seconds. And I mean, currently we're funding. It's currently free, right? So, yeah. So little things like that. Like this just has increased my learning curve so much more. So the use notifications hook is a React hook that fetches and manages navigations for a user using Supabase and React Query. Here's a breakdown. Fetches notifications. It uses use query to fetch notifications from Supabase. Okay. This is the old one, remember? This isn't actually new. So it fetches notifications from Supabase for the currently logged in user, marked as red. Okay. Use mutation. I don't even know what that means, but we'll ask. It uses use mutation to mark a specific, so you see here, to mark a specific notification as red. Okay. Mark as red. It uses use mutation. Yeah. And then I can go, what does this actually mean? See, this is how you learn, right? This is how I've supercharged my learning, like incredibly. So use mutation is a hook performing actions that modify data on the server. Okay, it handles the state of these operations, loading, success, error, and provides a function to trigger the mutation. In that case, it's used for marking notifications as red. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. So you see here that this hook is what they call it. It just manages all the interactions that you might have on the notifications page, right? And so let's just see. I can go mark all as red, all notifications marked as red. Cool. Okay. Now so here's another feature. So at the moment, if I click on it, doesn't go anywhere, right? So I want it to. If I click on it, I want it to go to that post so that I can comment back, you know? Okay, now I want to add some additional functionality. When I say someone comments on a post, for example, I want to be able to click on that comment and then go to that actual post to be able to comment back. I think that would be very helpful here. Can we please work up that functionality? When they call it vibe coding, when you're actually voice typing and talking to the AI, that is truly vibing. Like it truly feels like you're just vibing with an AI, right? It's crazy. But we found a way. We found a way. That's what you got to do. You got to pursue. You got to just like keep at it. That's like anything, right? It's like it's what you have to do when you develop in Power BI as well. Oh, I got some people on Twitter. That's cool. For some reason, they can't do comments though, which is annoying. Hold on, let's go have a look. Let's go and have a look at it. That's Twitter X, same thing. I don't think the naming was that good. Let's have a look. Okay, that's cool. Welcome, my X friends. This is my first time streaming on X, actually. Open live screen. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is cool. This is cool. Cool. So look, I'm just figuring this all out. This is my first one. I'm going to get much better at this as we go. A lot of developers don't like vibe coders. I think it's because it's kind of a silly name, isn't it? I mean, if it had a more serious name, it wouldn't have as much. It wouldn't get as much hate. But also, you know, you got to realize, like, not to think that every application that is developed today is perfect is delusional as well, right? It's just like every Power BI report is not amazing, but if it gets the job done, it's good enough, right? That is mentality. There's also going to be in the future a massive distribution of apps. There's going to be simple apps that would be the equivalent of like an Excel spreadsheet piece of analysis, and there'll be more intensive and comprehensive applications. There'll just be this wide distribution. It's a really fascinating time. And look, all of that is good. All of that is great. You know, all of that is great. And if you vibe coding, Brian Julius said this actually. Vibe coding is like a bridge to become like a real developer. And yes, I think that's completely true. You know, the ability to create and learn while you're creating, like you can right now. But then, if you want to take your skills to the next level, it's far more achievable than it was, right? Far more achievable because you don't realistically need to write every line of code. I'm a true believer you need to try and understand the code. You need to know your code. And that's why, you know, we built NoCode specifically. I truly believe that you need to know it in detail, but I don't think you need to write that much, honestly. You need to, I think, be confident enough to go and make a manual edit if you need to. But you can always ask the AI to do small things like that as well. Okay, so let's just come back here. I'll implement the functionality to navigate to a specific post. This way, when someone comments on your post, you get the notification, you can click on it and directly go to the post. Okay, so it's done that for me, which is great. So if I click on this, great. Okay, wow, that's awesome. So I can go, thanks, Angie. Add comment. Be interesting. I need to test this a little bit more, but I need to check, does that actually go back to Angie? Does Angie get a notification that I commented on her post? So these are the little things that, you know, you see on LinkedIn, you see on X, etc. But I need to I need to figure that out as well. And so you see here the comment count, all that stuff is sorted, right? All that stuff is sorted. I can go, I'm going to bookmark it. So this will bookmark. I can go to my favorites, and this will appear in my other group. Also in my auto. So this is, I mean, this is literally a fully functioning social media platform. It is. And I built this myself in under 20 hours. I'm not even joking. And that is just incredible to me. It's absolutely incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. 9 months ago, I didn't even have a GitHub account. I didn't even know what an IDE was, honestly, 9 months ago. And now I'm building a full-on social media site, plus many other things. I mean, we're about to release, by the way, Power Vibes. So we're still having a few little issues here, but Power Vibes is this is also going to be part of your Enterprise DNA subscription as well. So anyone with a subscription will have complete access to this. They'll be able to do anything they want. So what you'll be able to do is you can add metadata from your Power BI reports here. And we run a ton of analysis just automatically. So all this analysis of all of your file, everything in it, etc., we run automatically. But then it's a learning tool as well. It's a full-on learning tool. Something's obviously gone wrong here. Full-on learning tool. So say, for instance, you want to learn about this. You can highlight it, right? And then we can go analyze with AI. And you can actually learn. You can learn about all the different formulas in your model, etc. I will say, it's not perfect at the moment. It's just a lot of little things we're still trying to iron out, but it's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. And by the way, I vibe coded the prototype here pretty far. I got it pretty far, and then I just handed it off to my developers to there was just a few teething issues, and they're still working on some of them. But this was one of my earliest goes at it, right? This was one of my earliest goes at it. And so, this is a realistic thing that I think anyone can build, honestly. This is the opportunity. This is the opportunity for those who really get into this. Power BI code explanation, business purpose. The DAX code calculates the median sales value for each row in the sales table. Step-by-step breakdown. So it's just complete learning tool, right? On everything. Anything to do with your Power BI report. Also, suggestions, right? So this is these formula suggestions are looking at your exact data model and then giving you suggestions on exactly what formulas you could create for that exact data model, right? So it's really, really powerful like that. I would say that the AI is in this particular example is just okay at DAX. I don't think it's perfect, but I'm not going to put anything out and say that the AI is perfect. I would never say that, because it's not, but it's still amazing. So I can analyze this, right? So we're just constantly making AI calls over and over again, for all of these little things. And, it's just surrounding your Power BI development with AI. This DAX measure, customer purchase frequency rank, aims to rank customers based on how frequently they make a purchase. Yeah, so obviously we need to create custom purchase frequency. Okay, so say, for instance, we don't have this and we need to figure out how to do this. What we can do is we can actually chat to our data model. I can say, can you tell me how I would create this formula based on our current data model? So what we're doing is we're feeding the data model into this, right? And then you can ask specific things on it. So let's just see what this comes back with. Yeah, see, this is not quite, if I just do a quick glance now, see. Well, I think we need to readjust the prompts a little bit. We're still just hardcore testing at the moment. But the idea is that we've fed, as part of the context here, we've fed in here your entire data model. the metadata, and then what you can do is you can just talk to it. You can talk to it and get advice specifically around that context, which is key. Which is kind of what you can do manually in ChatGPT now, but we want to just make it more integrated, make it more seamless, and how you can do it. That's something that's coming out soon, by the way. But I just want to get it working better before we release it. Okay, so I wonder what else I could add here. Any ideas? Any ideas of what we could potentially add? You can actually look at it full screen here as well. You can always another thing you can do. Another thing you can do here is you can. So this is actually quite beneficial as well. You can sort of take a lot of context like this. Okay. So let's just take all of this context here. I'm going to go new chat. I'm going to say, can you give me some other ideas of what we could potentially add to our application? What additional features could we add to our community site that would boost engagement? See here, I'm just talking to AI again. I'm just talking to AI everywhere. It's just so much quicker, so much quicker. And by the way, I'm using this tool called Whisper AI. It's a pretty small subscription, I think. It's like a Google Chrome plugin. Okay, direct messaging. Yep, private conversations between users, forums, events. Yeah, so I think we're going to do something around events, like, place something about the event in there, but we'll see. Post reactions. Yeah, okay, so different reactions. I love that. That's a good idea. Content tagging, tag users onto, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, these are all great ideas, right? Like we absolutely should. The thing though that like I'm big on at the moment is I don't want to go overboard. I don't want to go overboard on features. I just want to, like, the concept of like MVP. I just want to get it out there. I don't want to go too obsessive on features for like a first version. We can always add things later, right? I think you can build for too long. I mean, I think I've fallen into that trap where I built for too long. A lot of cases. One of the things I need to change here, I just realized. Can we please make sure we change the favicon? I want to make sure we change the favicon for this particular website. Also, the preview when you share a link. Can we please make sure the preview link does not say Lovable? It says like AI builders, and it gives an image of AI builders. Okay, I'm going to just attach here the AI builders. Actually, it's in here. I'm going to attach the AI builders logo, or at least favicon. So desktop, into DNA branding. Here we go. This is the AI builders favicon that I want. I think also we need to add AI builders up here as well. So let's do that. I also need to figure out how to stream at a higher quality, actually. I don't know if it's my camera or it's not my desktop. Definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely not my desktop. So it's something to do with the open graph for your website. Yeah. Okay. Can we now please add this logo up the top in the left-hand side navigation? Maybe place the logo inside the arrow, the expand and collapse arrow. Just fit it in there nicely so that it all looks quite seamless. So hopefully you've enjoyed this live stream. I'll go a little bit longer, but this is just something new that I'm going to do, and I want to include others. I'm going to include others as well. This is exactly what we're going to do when we go and live on the data agents events. I'm going to build exactly like this, talking through what I'm doing completely, and we're going to live stream and record almost every part of the build. So it might be, it honestly might be over 20 hours of content, but that's exactly what we're gonna do. When the left-hand side navigation is contracted, we need to actually only show the we need to show just the favicon, the favicon logo, because we don't the text doesn't look good when we contract it at the moment. Also, in the left-hand side navigation, what I'd like to do when it is contracted, I'd love to see color backgrounds for the icons, for favorites, search, notification, profile. And I wonder if we could make them sort of make it look like a gradient is flowing through all of the different ones, not individually, but as a collective. So they're all kind of different colors. My thing stopped working. Can we please make sure we use the logo here when the left-hand side navigation is contracted? And also, can we put colored backgrounds behind all of the icons for each different page on the left-hand side navigation when the nav is contracted, and maybe make them different colors if we can? Let's see what's going on Twitter, right? I need to make sure I remember to name these things. Okay, it's working on it. Okay, I'm going to round off soon. I'm actually getting quite hungry. I think I need to go have some lunch or something. If anyone wants to join any of these in the future, just let me know. Or let me know in the chat. I mean, you can join live actually. I mean, you can just decide to join if you want. Okay. Okay, a few things here. First of all, the AI builders icon doesn't represent well because of where it's located with the arrow. So somehow we need to redo that a little bit. Also, I don't really like the variety of colors. I just want to stick to our core colors. Think about what you did to the add comment button, and the gradient style that you did there. I think that's a better styling to go for all of the background colors in the with the icons in the left hand side navigation. See, it's weird how I can't. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can't do it there, but I can do it there. Interesting. Or maybe I guess I can see them. It's read only. Interesting. Okay, just learning. The more we do here, the better we're going to get. Okay, let's see if it figures out how to do this better. Nope, it's not figured it out. Okay. Does anyone want to learn anything else at this point? Or got any thoughts? Got any ideas? Okay, I like what you've done here. I like how you've moved the arrow down to the bottom, but I think there's no point in having it down the bottom there in the left-hand side and then taking it to the top. I think just leave it near the bottom. Just leave it at the bottom for now. Also, can you please make sure that all of the icons and the logo icon are all aligned perfectly straight? Also, I'm getting a bit of an issue when I expand. I can't actually see, say, the home text, for example. I think maybe it's white. So can we please just have a look at that? Okay, I'm going to round off, team. I'm just going to work away on the. But this was a bit of an experiment, and we're gonna do, we'll do more of these over time. Switch this. How do I switch this around? But yeah, this was good. This is good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going through things, and maybe we can get more of a collaborative thing going in the future. So let me make this a bit smaller. But I think I've got the hang of this. This is quite good. I need to get the quality up as well. That's the other thing I'm going to do. Oh, what happened to my background? Design. I want this background. Yeah. Okay, I'll just do this last fix, and then I'll just see what it looks like, and then we'll move on. Yeah, so this is all stuffed up now. Totally stuffed up. Okay, please relook at what you've done. I don't want a scroll bar on the navigation at all. Do not add a scroll bar, which I now see down the bottom. Also, the main issue we've got is that the icons for home, favorites, search, notification, etc., they've become too right aligned. You need to center them. You need to center them like you've got all the other ones inside the left-hand side navigation. Bloody hell. So annoying. Okay, I'm gonna pause there and we'll come back to it. Okay, thanks all. I'm gonna end stream. Thanks for joining me on this one.